Hello, welcome back. I'm Ross from Britain's Hidden History with another little bite-sized chunk of history so you can just watch it quickly in a coffee break or something. And this time it's about another place name that's been changed that I was not aware of, which is the town of Dinas Powys, which is, it's quite an affluent area, a nice little town sort of in the suburbs of Cardiff. And what's happened is another one of these name changes. So, give another example, one that I think everyone watching this will know about is Llantwit Major, which is the place you go to see the old church and estate of Illtyd. All right? So, there you can see the stones, that kind of thing. So, Llan is church or estate. So, you've got Llan Illtyd in Welsh. Llan Illtyd is state of Illtyd Fawr, the great, or Illtyd Fawr, right? Now, that's become Llantwit, so it becomes the church of the Twit, effectively. And then another one, which I didn't know about, which might be new to you as well, is how the name Dinas Powys came about. Because it's a strange name, because Dinas is a misleading one, because there is a Welsh word for Dinas, and it does mean city or place or something like that. And so it's very easy to think, well, that must be the one. So where does Powys come from? You know, it's in Glamorgan. So what's that about? So there's all sorts of crazy ideas. I know since I led some clues about this coming up, someone's put up, it could be to do with, Denise is not a princess from North Wales. Denny can probably be derived from Dynifer Castle, sometimes anglicised as Dynifer. It could be Nesta, the daughter of Rhys ap Tudor, all sorts of weird ideas. Whereas Alan Wilson, as always, seems to nail it. He's really wrong. So I'm going to read from... get this pair of glasses on. Just read a little bit about how he's written it, so you can hear for yourself in his words with his style. So the history is written on the land. The place names record the history and preserve it. The twisting and bending of Welsh place names into acceptable English forms destroys the history and the cultural heritage. Llantwit Major, for example, seems to mean the holy estate of the great Twit. And whoever anglicised this must have been a twit. Correctly, Llan Illtyd Fawr tells us something, the holy estate of the great Saint Illtyd. As the French, the Spanish, the Germans, the Dutch, etc., do not casually deform and pervert their place names to suit English tastes, it is strange that the Welsh should be required to do so. This is how the history has been obliterated. Near Cardiff is the castle where King Iestyn ap Gwrgan placed his queen, who was Denise, or Dennis, of Powys. Instead, this is now renamed as Dinas Powys, which is misleading and meaningless. This policy is not an accident. As I said, it's good fun. I asked for guesses where the name Dinas Powys comes from. All sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. I just told you about one, and people try and make it work. Various things. So, but... I've got the notes here, so I've got an advantage. But also, I noticed if we have a little look at Wikipedia, which is not a great place to research, but you can sometimes find things backed up, albeit grudgingly. I move myself down to the bottom of the screen so you can see the top. So there's Iestyn ap Gwrgan, who Alan Wilson refers to. Now, the lineage is interesting, actually. Iestyn ap Gwrgan was the last ruler of the Royal House of Morgannwg, which is actually Glamorgan and Gwent originally before it got split, anyway, which had a lineage stretching back over 5 centuries to Tudrig, 550 to 584. All right, well, those dates are wrong, and it goes back way, way, way further than that. It goes back 500 BC eventually, if you go back far enough. But hey, we don't, as you say, Wikipedia is helpful. It's not like, the ultimate source. Anyway, so the members of this royal house had links to other royal houses of Wales through marriage, and were descendants of the celebrated Rhodri Mawr. Not so sure about that. But anyway, Iestyn ap Gwrgan's base is believed to have been at Dinas Powys. So there he is. His base was at Dinas Powys, okay? There's got a castle there. And if we look across, so we can see my mouse, if you look at his wife's name was Denise. So this is where you get Denise and she's from Powys, all right? So you get Denise of Powys. Over time has become Dinas Powys. Deliberately, accidentally, who knows? Another interesting point I noticed, though, it's another thing Alan Wilson bangs on about for years, is this idea that all the castles in Wales are built by Normans, or they can't possibly be built by Welsh people. Oh, incredibly frustrating, okay? So, read this, right, and just, you have to kind of read a little bit between the lines and think a bit sometimes, but it is there, the information. Iestyn probably, Norman invasion, okay? Starting from here. Iestyn probably ruled Morgannwg for a little less than a decade, 1081 to 1090, and is believed to have built castles in the regions of Cardiff and Kenfig. It's on Wikipedia. There's a Welsh bloke building a castle. Impossible. The popular version of historical events is that Iestyn, following a dispute with his rival Einion ap Colwyn, invited Robert Fitzhamon and his 12 knights into the region to settle the matter. Now, right, okay, and naturally, once invited in, they refused to leave. It was more treacherous than that. The story that Wilson and Blackett tell is that they helped settle this dispute, they helped them win the battle, they saw off their rival, happy days, the Welsh paid them off, Normans sailed away, the Welsh armies dispersed, and then the Normans did a dirty trick, just round the headlands, a bit like the Battle of Troy. They think they've gone, but no. They've come back round the headland, sneaked in and captured the castles. Did not build the castles. They sneaked in and treacherously captured them. And not all the castles, just down on the Vale, okay? So they established a lordship based in Cardiff and subsequently conquered the lowlands of Glamorgan, the Vale. All right? They didn't conquer all of Wales. They didn't get even up into Mid-Glamorgan, which was parcelled out to his followers. The mountainous parts of Glamorgan were left... Officially, we haven't got any mountains, but never mind. Were left in Welsh control. So it's even there. It is there, even on Wikipedia. Caradoc ap Iestyn, the eldest son of Iestyn ap Gwrgynt, was the only Welsh lord to retain lands in the Glamorgan lowlands after Fitzhamon had conquered them. So they still got a bit of the Vale and the rest of Glamorgan. This idea of a Norman invasion and conquest, massively overrated, okay? Overestimated. I'm going to stop that. He retained the land between the Neath and the Avon, and he and his descendants were known as the Lords of Avon. His descendants are thought to include the Williams family of Aberpergam and the Powell Wilkins family of Carrick-Kennen, Carmarthenshire. Alright, so there you go. There's a new one for you. I bet none of your friends know where the name Dinas Powys comes from, okay? It's a little question for them, because everyone's going to say Dinas' town, and no one's going to think of Denise, who was this princess, or we want to call her his wife, from Powys. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm back fighting fit again. I'll be putting more little bite-sized chunks up for everyone soon. So please stay in touch. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this with your friends. Let them know that we do have a history. It's just been hidden. All right, so until the next time, heddwch.